We are on selling over the phone, how to convert. Now, being great at converting clients over the phone into a paying trial can be one of your greatest assets in your business and truly explode your growth. Now, looking at this is trying to capitalize on the leads coming in that we talked about on the previous videos and getting people to commit with their wallets before they actually come in and trial your service is so crucial because I want you to put yourself in your client's shoes. They've registered for a program through Facebook ads and they've had a conversation with some stranger about transforming their life, then the business didn't take a deposit. And all of a sudden, this person wakes up in the morning, they're booked in for some trial, life gets in the way. They haven't truly committed to coming down for this trial or anything like that. And they have a frustrating day at work. And because this frustrating day at work, they start to tell themselves stories. They aren't motivated to come in. So they start to make up all the stories, make the blame, make the excuses of not actually moving to change their life in a positive direction. So when you look at this, they start thinking to themselves, do I really want to turn up to this consult? I bet you everyone's already fit. I don't want to do that. I'll look silly. I better not go. Or they start to say, I'm happy with who I am. I don't need to lose weight. I don't want to go. Or it's like, I have so much on my plate at the moment. I can't try and fit the gym in. What was I thinking of registering for that? Or I've had a long day at work. I don't want to do this right now. I don't have the energy. I'm too tired. Or I've never had a great experience with the gym before. So why is this going to be any different? This is the stories people tell themselves. And if they haven't committed with, cash before they come in, there's a big chance they're actually going to rock up to your consult or your trial. So I want you to think about something like this. They have to change the experience inside their head. We need to get them to commit financially. So over the phone, before they come in, they are actually going to show up. They've paid because people don't want to lose out on the money they've already paid, right? So when they're emotionally committed on the phone, they've logically justified. You get them to commit with their credit card details. You've taken the deposit or you've taken the payment for their paid trial. They are definitely going to rock up. So if you look at this, someone's already came in, they've had the same shitty days. They tell themselves a different story because they have to justify why they have to come. So it's like, I've already paid $100 for the program. Even though I don't feel like doing it, I better turn up because I've already paid the money. Or, they have a money back guarantee. Worst case scenario, I train for the next month in this gym and, I don't get the results they promised and I get my money back. Or it's only 21 days. Hey, I've paid for them for 21 days. I can commit it for 21 days and I can go back to my normal busy life. So the stories they tell themselves are different. So we want to try and change that mindset in their head. We're going to change that perspective by taking the payment before they actually turn in, which means you're actually going to change more lives because more people are going to show up. Now, not everyone's going to be having these thoughts, but there is a large majority who have these thoughts, and that's why we have to make sure we're starting to get people to have skin in the game before they turn up. So this is so crucial. So if we look at this, we need to start to change their mindset. So we need to look at how can we shift yourself into having a great mindset about sales? And that's one of the biggest things with phone sales. How can we gain trust with them? How can we make sure that we have conversations with the clients and actually get our leads on the phone and actually sell them? How can we get them to emotionally buy in and how get them logically buy in as well? And that's the 5 key areas that we want to try and go over on this video today. So let's tackle them one at a time. The first thing is, how can we have a great mindset? And I think this is by far, your mindset is going to be the make or break of your sales scenario. If someone is in disempowered mindset, it doesn't matter what you're doing, your state will start to determine your story, and that will start to determine how you actually do the strategy. So if you're in a disempowered state and you're just down and you're slumped and you have low energy, then the stories you tell yourself, the leads are weak, no one's going to pick up the phone, and you're not going to actually attack the strategy with the best enthusiasm. But if we're in an empowered state, if we're pumped up, ready to rock and roll, we're feeling fantastic, we can't wait to change some lives, then we're going to attack it totally different. It's like, I'm going to change some lives. Every person I'm going to talk to today, I'm going to change their life no matter whether they buy it or whether they don't buy it. I'm going to make sure I change their life. And all of a sudden, we start attacking the strategy differently. So again, the biggest thing is mindset. So how do we cultivate this great mindset? For me, one is gratitude. So you want to have gratitude that you actually do have the ability to, work for yourself, or you do have the ability to, follow your dreams. You do have the ability to change people's lives with the gift that is fitness. Like, this is what you get to do. Like, it's so good, and you're so lucky to do this. Have gratitude everywhere. And the more that we can see gratitude, the more that we have gratitude coming into our life, which means we're more in an empowered state. And I think that's one of the biggest things. So, this is the first thing. If you aren't If you're feeling demotivated, I want you to just shift your energy, get up, go for a walk, change your attitude, get perspective, put some gratitude inside your sales session before you get started, and then we get to go through it. The next thing, what I want you to do is have a think about some previous clients. Like, who is a previous client that you've completely changed their life? You've transformed, you've made them lose 20 pounds or, 20 kilos. You got them from unconfident to confident. Maybe they couldn't have kids and then they had kids because he lost weight and they all of a sudden, you basically changed your life. I want you to read that testimonial before you start these sales calls, because that's going to shift your mindset as well. You're like, oh, hell, I'm going to get hold of more people so I can change their lives just like that. And once you have the ability to also, before you get started, it's like, you get to own every single decision. You get to own the ability to be empowered. You get to own the ability to dial every 60 seconds or every 6 minutes. You get to own the ability of your energy and your shift. So when we do this, I want you to go into a little bit of a different frame of reference. I want you to be in an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset, because if you're scarcity, you feel like you need every single sale. Well, people don't want needy people. You have to have an abundance mindset. You need to have gratitude. You need to have happiness and calmness as well. So people want to be around energetic people that make them feel that they're calm. They feel like they're in a safe space. Or like they don't want to be around people who are frustrated, who are helpless, who want to get them off the phone and just go through the motions. They want to make sure that you actually care about them. So Bradley puts it best with this. He talks about the 7 B's, which is his: be grateful, be mindful, be positive. Okay, so mindful in that moment, be positive, be respectful, be ethical, be aware, and be confident. If you can do these 7 B's, you're going to crush it with your phone sales. So when we look at this is the biggest thing. And the last thing is, like, people don't like phone sales because they feel like they're being judged, or they feel like they're afraid of rejection. Have to understand that people aren't judging you. They're not rejecting you. They're rejecting doing the 28-day challenge, or they're rejecting doing the paid trial. It's only rejecting their future self, the best version of them, because they're afraid. They're not rejecting you. So instead, if you can go, what, my job here is to basically communicate with these people as best as I possibly can to help change their lives, to get themselves out of their own way. If they can't do that, that's on them. But my goal is to try and help them get out of their own way. That is all I'm doing today. And, if I can't get them to sign up, I'm still going to help them try and change their life. And then with that, you literally can't not be motivated. You can't be empowered. You can't not be inspired. Like, you're going to feel amazing. So the next thing is, how do we gain trust with the client? Like, trust is so crucial. You want to be preeminent. The person who gains trust from the client is the person who educates the client, the person who has empathy for what the person is actually dealing with, rather than you just thinking about what you're going to say next. You're actually there listening to what they are saying, actually thinking and going, oh, okay, so you're 20 kilos overweight. What are you experiencing? Why is that important to you? How does that make you feel? How does that impact your life? You're listening to them. You're reaffirming what they're actually saying to them, so you make sure you understand it, and then you're helping educate them. You're helping going through how long you've been like this? What have you tried in the past? Why did you like it? Why didn't you like it? So then when you're listening to them, you can make sure you can push the conversation in the right direction, and you're giving them exactly what they need. So I think that's a big trust thing. The next thing is, how can we actually have conversations? So it's crucial. It's all about follow-up. The average person follows up their leads like 3 times. They call them 3 times. It's like, yeah, they didn't answer the phone call. So basically, like, they're wasted leads. Put them in the old leads or the damaged leads bucket, and I'll send them an email once a month, and maybe they'll get back to me. Who knows? But in reality, it takes the average salesperson 15 attempts to actually get hold of a customer or prospect before they buy and start to have dialogue with them. So when we're looking at this, how can we optimize it? Well, there are a couple of things. You can get them to send out an automated email and automated text as soon as they sign up. So as soon as they register through your social media marketing, they get a paid email and a paid text. It's like, hey, thanks for registering for X challenge. This is going to help you get Y result. I'm going to be in touch with you in the next 24 hours by phone. Alternatively, let me know when is the best time to call you so I can make sure I can secure your place and change your life. You're going to get a couple of text message and emails back straight away with some times to call them, and it increases your ability to have dialogue with someone and change your life. Then the next thing is, you want to have like an autoresponder series where you have the first email, you're going to share some pictures of some past challenges and go, hey, this is what happens and this is the results you're looking to get on the X challenge. If you want to get results like this, hit us back with an email and we can get you started. Let us know the best time. Email 2. Tell them how the program works. This is how our nutrition and our training and our accountability. This is exactly how we get your results. Hit us back. Email 3, it's a message from a previous client. So it's a message from them saying, hey, I was reluctant to start at first because, I was unsure, I was demotivated, I was scared, whatever it was. And I'm so glad I did because it completely changed my life. The only thing I regret is I didn't start earlier. And then you're like, hey, don't, be like Janice, get started right now, hit us back. And then last one, email 4, is you're going to hit them up with a bit of an FAQ. Hey, if you haven't started yet, here's some frequently asked questions, and here's the answers. And then it's like, hey, come back to us. So you're getting these autoresponder rolling out to them. And with the autoresponder, it's answering a lot of the questions. You're touching base with them, and we can actually get the replies back, and you get a couple of replies each day from your list. Now, next thing is, I want you to start calling them. You're going to start the automated part of your follow-up is taken care of. I want you to have 2 call blocks each day. In these 2 call blocks, come in the AM and the PM, you want to dial, okay, and we want to get those 15 contacts throughout the week. So you dial in the morning and you're giving them a phone call. As soon as you hang up, what you want to do is send them a text message like, hey, Julie, just tried to call you regarding X challenge to help you achieve Y result in the next 28 days. I'm going to give you a call back in 10 minutes. If not, tell me about a time. A lot of females, if you're calling females, don't answer from numbers they don't know. And people are busy. But if they see that you've texted them, they know who it's from, they'll tell you when is a better time to call back and we can start that dialogue. If not, you call back in 10 minutes. If not, you call back in the afternoon and you repeat the process. And you do this each day for 5 days. Now, they've got the 5 emails, they've got 4 attempts each day, and you've got to cut your 5 text messages throughout the week as well. All of a sudden, you've hit over 15 contacts. You would have taken care of the dialogue that's needed to actually interact with your customer. Now, you want them to say, hey, I don't want to do this. Like, please don't call me. Or it's like, thank you. Thank you for constantly trying to follow me up. I've been hectic at work and I appreciate you hounding me and I can't wait to get started. So that is actually getting them on the phone. This is so crucial. By doing this process, you get hold of at least 70% of your leads, which means you're going to close at least 50% of them, which is what we want as far as our stats with our numbers. Now, with this emotional buy-in, this is the next step. How do we actually get people to emotionally buy in? You've got them on the phone. It's so crucial. You actually have to go, they buy with emotion, but they have to justify their buy with logic. So we have to tap into their emotions first. So we simply peel back the onion. You've heard about this so many times. It's like, what is their why? What is the why behind why they're actually signing up to your business? So you've gotten the prospect on the phone. You've gone through the initial questions of what they want to achieve. Do they have kids? What do they do for work? What have they done in the past to achieve their goals? And you want to get specific as possible. And you've got down to say they want to lose 10 kilos. They want to lose 20 pounds. Now, once you get to this, you got this specific number, you're going to go, okay, when were you last 10 kilos lighter? Okay. How did you feel then compared to how do you feel now? Could you do any activities then that you can't do now? Over what time period did you gain the 10 kilos? If you don't do something about it now, is it likely you're going to gain more weight over a similar time period and get further away from where you want to be? How will you feel when you get then? How will losing the weight make you feel as a parent? Because if they're a parent, how will you feel more confident? Will you feel more of a role model? How as important is that to you? What are the reasons that you haven't done this in the past? Are you ready to let go of those reasons to actually move forward? And why must you do something about this now? Now, all of these questions, like, you can write down some of the answers as you're going through these, because this is so powerful. You've dug deep and you understand. As they're saying things, you're going to reaffirm back to them at the end of it. So it's like you've actually been listening, like we said earlier, gaining trust. It's like, okay, Julie, so what I'm understanding is, you're 10 kilos overweight right now, and that's your desired goal. You've put the 10 kilos on over the last 2 years, and if you don't do anything about it, you probably put on another 5 to 10 kilos over the next 2 years, which is going to stop your ability to be able to play with your kids. You won't feel like you're having a supportive environment around them. You understand that 1 in 4 children at the moment is overweight. You don't want it to actually do that to your children for their quality of life. So you're telling me right now that this is so crucial for you to do right now, not only for you, but for your family. Is that correct? And that's everything from what I'm hearing from you. And then they say, yes. And it's like, awesome. I'm glad that you have great motivation. Having a strong why means you're actually going to push through and have the results. And working with you is the exact type of person we love to work with. I'm excited to work with you. Are you excited to lose the 10 kilos and actually do this for yourself and for your kids and for your family? And obviously, they say yes. Now, that's emotional buying, guys. Okay, they're emotionally bought in. They understand a really strong why. There was a fork in the road. They could have gone to gain more weight, or they could have lost weight, and they're in. And this is when we step into logic. So now they have to justify logic. If it's a male justifying to his mates why he joined up at his gym, or to his partner or wife justifying to their partner why they signed up, or whatever is happening, whoever they're justifying themselves to, even if they're just justifying themselves to themselves. So when they're buying emotion, they justify their purchases with logic. So when people go, hey, why did you sign up? They can give you a clear logic answer. It's not like, because no one will say, I did it because I want to be a better role model for my kids. And people don't like to say those types of things. Or transitioning out of the emotional part into the logical part, as simple as this. Hey, Julie, you sound exactly like the type of person that we can help lose 10 kilos over the next, X period of time. We love helping people just like you. Do you want to hear exactly how we're going to help you and help you get those results? So now they're essentially saying, do you want me to start to sell you now? And they say yes. And it's like, okay, fantastic. For someone like me, I don't go into too much detail. You're giving them enough detail to justify logically, but not too much detail so you're overwhelming them either. So you go, okay, for helping you lose 4 kilos over the next 28 days and drop that dress size, our program is an individualized process. It's individualized. It's a two-phase nutrition plan. We help you drop fat, we help you decrease the bloat, we help you increase energy, and we do that through an energy deficit. To lose 1 kilo takes about 7,000 calories. So over the space of the 4 kilo losses, we're going to have an energy deficit of 28,000 calories over the next 28 days. Now, we do this with our training, we do this with our nutrition. Have you ever had someone help you with a personalized nutrition program before, help you lose 4 kilos in 28 days? They say no. So they're like, wow, I didn't understand that it took 7,000 calories to lose a kilo. Oh, interesting. So you've given them a little bit of education, not too much because they don't really care, but it's a little bit more than, because they have to think to themselves, it's a unique mechanism, okay? I've tried this diet, I've tried that diet. People haven't said this to me in the past. Okay, this is something new, and it means it's going to get me results because clearly it wasn't me that's been holding you back. I haven't tried this new mechanism. So they're starting to justify themselves in their head. And then you go, fantastic. Well, we do XYZ training, and by doing this, it's going to increase your energy and it's going to increase your metabolism over the next 48 hours post-training sessions. We do 3 of these training sessions every single week. So basically, your body is a fat-burning furnace, whether you're working, whether you're sleeping, whether you're training, all week long based on our programming. Have you ever done something like this where increasing metabolism with your training program, where we're trying to keep your lean muscle mass so you feel lean and you feel toned as you start to lose weight? They say no, well, they could say yes, who knows? You go, fantastic. That is our part B of the program. It's our ABC formula. Lastly, what we do is a key component is accountability. Okay, this is where we look at your food journal every single day. We make sure that we create adjustments. We look at what you're eating. We tell you what to take out or what to add in to make sure you're eating the right amount of food for you so we can lose that weight for you. And also, if you miss a training session, we follow you up and go, hey, Julie, where you been? What's been holding you back? Make sure you get those 3 sessions in this week. Have you ever had the accountability that if you miss a session, someone from the gym calls you up and goes, where were you? And they care about you that much that they want you to actually achieve these results? They say no. It's like, that's exactly what we do for you. It's like, we care about you that much. And you're 65% more likely to achieve a goal if you have accountability. Did you know that? They say no. It's like, fantastic. So can you see with our unique nutrition, our training, and accountability program, how we can guarantee the 4 kilo weight loss over the next 28 days by doing exactly what we said? And they say yes. And you're like, fantastic. Okay. So they're justified. They justify themselves logically every single time. It's like, this makes sense to them. So if you're doing this, you go, now we can just we tend to transfer into the sales. And it's like, okay, can you hear that? How it's going to get results? They say yes. You can go now. You might think that this program is crazy price because of you losing the weight and all the accountability that we do and the individualized nutrition. You might think it's like $500, but don't worry, it's not even half of that. So all of a sudden you've pitched a big price. They're like, wow. And you said it's not even half of that. And they're like, oh, okay, that's okay then. So if you start big, go small. And you're like, for us, the program ends up being $7 a day. Do you think you can invest $7 a day? Invest being the key word. Can you invest $7 a day into yourself to be that role model, to have that health back, to increase your energy, to lose the 4 kilos in 28 days so you can feel great? Is $7 an okay number each day? They'll say yes or no. Okay, most people will say yes for $7 a day. And it's like, fantastic. That sounds amazing. I can't wait to get you started. We take that $7 a day payment on a weekly payment, which is $50 a week, Julie. So to get you started, we'll take the deposit right now, which is the $50, and that's just a weekly debit from that. Is it Visa or MasterCard to get you started today? And that's it. That's how you do selling over the phone. Cheers, guys. Can't wait to see you in the next video.